Hey guys, some gamer dude here. Sonic never adjusted to 3D well. I think that's a bit of an understatement, but it's true. However, the issues go further than just controls and playstyle. Those are part of why modern Sonic has issues, sure, but not the whole picture. Sonic is fast. No shit, right? Well, it's part of the problem. Sonic 1 and 2 aren't the longest games, and Sonic 2 emphasizes speed, but are both games of their time. Hardish till you learn, limited lives and continues. The drill of the day. Sure, it goes for longer levels than Mario, but they're not terribly long. Enter Sonic 3. Last time I said that Sonic 3 Complete is very much a modern video game. More so than anything else I can really think of from the era, or even now in the much larger, encompassing 3D and 2D platformer genre. Larger amount of levels at 14, split between over 20 acts, majority of which are around 5 minutes long per act, some closer to 9 minutes. I'll say it again, I for one cannot complete Carnival Night Zone in one run. Always time out. Sounds massive. The game is still only around 3 hours to golden end on the standard run, provided you don't get stuck or aren't super awesome fantastic at Sonic. To be fair, I'd imagine you'd take much longer when you first play it. I was stuck in Marble Garden back in the day. Didn't finish the game till my teens. Nevertheless, this is the longest classic Sonic game. Long for its day when games are only about half an hour when you get good, but not long in a modern context. Enter modern Sonic and Sonic Adventure. How the game plays completely changes. So much more plot with massively expanded cutscenes and now dialogue. What doesn't change? It takes about the same time to complete a level for modern Sonic as it does in Sonic 3. Oh, the game is padded out with plot, hub worlds and the like, but 10 levels with 2 to 4 acts a piece and 5 bosses. The game is still only about 2, maybe 3 hours with every level, cutscene and hub world power-up completed for Sonic. Just not worth the cash. Not in an era where games are expected to be 8 and 10 hours long. Something that changed with the PlayStation 1 and N64 era. Saving and, frankly, easier games necessitated longer games. The games need to be both cost-effective for Sonic Team to produce and worth the value for the consumer. Making a ton of levels for just Sonic and making the game some 8 hours for just Sonic isn't really a viable option if you want the games to accurately represent the older games and Sonic's character, who should be just blazing through levels. It's not economically feasible. You'd need to bog the games down with story just so you don't have to make some 30 plus zone themes. This is precisely why Sonic Team added Tails, Knuckles, Big, Amy and Gamma to Sonic Adventure as necessary components to complete the game. Reuse most of the assets they made and make the game some 5 to 6 hours longer. Make the game worth the money for the era it was made, and it's still only about 8 hours long. This type of artificial padding has been present through nearly every single Sonic game in the modern era. Only colours and generations are exempt. Some are even worse about the padding to their playtime. Sonic Adventure 2 makes you play the same character type twice with 2 variants of each playstyles per act. Heroes makes you play the game some 4 times, which basically equate to easy, medium, hard and mission mode. 06 makes you play the game 3 times, but goes back to the adventure style as the 3 characters are completely different, unlike Heroes where the teams are essentially the same. Unleashed basically makes you play the game twice in a roundabout way, as it introduced a very slow and sluggish gameplay style necessary to complete the game. Generations is probably the Sonic truest to the originals in execution, all reasonably fast-paced and 2x per level, but is consequently the shortest, barely longer than Sonic 3 Complete. In retrospect, I'm surprised no one really complained about the length of Generations. It comes up in reviews, but it's never really dwelled on. But this isn't the end of Sega making games artificially longer. Heroes had a classic type special stage to see the true ending, which was both infuriating and time consuming to get to. Shadow, while not a mainline game, is a modern Sonic game, makes you play the game a stupid amount of times to unlock the golden ending. Heroes, Shadow, 06 and Unleashed all had these sluggish 10-minute plus levels, making the game a chore to play. Unleashed even used a technique from 2 generations prior, going the Mario 64 type route, needing to collect a certain amount of tokens inside levels to progress the story. All of these games became tedious because of this padding. Colors tries a more Mario-esque answer to the game length problem, more acts per level. This is the logical thing. Stick to Sonic, reuse assets by making more levels, don't let levels drag on, and it's still frankly too tedious. Not as bad as Unleashed or Heroes, but it goes on too long. Which is weird because it's not a long game either. There's just not enough variety, and the levels just aren't enjoyable enough. Heroes, Unleashed, and Colors all feel as padded as they are, which is rather unfortunate for Unleashed and Colors, as they are pretty decent games overall. What I think is the really interesting thing is that Sonic Team hit the nail on the head on their first 3D outing, Sonic Adventure. Multiple characters, playstyles, and points of view was arguably a satisfactory way to deal with the issue of game length. It doesn't get boring, it doesn't make you perform tedious tasks. It was beneficial in giving the characters more, well, character too. The only real issue was characters such as Big the Cat, which could be and arguably were refined with subsequent games. As much as people like to complain about it, I don't think any of the three playstyles in Sonic Adventure 2 are a chore to play. They have bad levels, sure, but they aren't a chore to play by their very nature. The games after Sonic Adventure 2, other than Generations, I'd never want to touch any of them ever again. Such a shame Sega really can't do anything like the adventure titles again. It answers both the game time problem and the value for money problem. Generations, positive reception or not, probably costed quite a bit to produce and is only 3 to 4 hours long after all. A series of that would devalue the franchise. So join me next time when we discuss why Sega has ruined Sonic and who is to blame. This has been Some Gamer Dude, and I'll see you guys next time.